Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today's March 3rd, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery with Doppler radars overlaid. You can kind of see a little low pressure system right off of northwest Washington, locally enhancing some of the snowfall across some of southwest BC. But for most of us, it's that nice snowfall that melts on contact. Some of the coastal areas of Oregon actually picked up a little bit of snowfall as well, some of the Willamette Valley over the last 24 hours. And that's going to continue to be the theme for the next couple of days. As you can see, we still got a ways to go with this cold air off the coastline here. And it's been with us for a few days already as it is. So we're building up some snow across the higher terrain also, but some pretty chilly raw temperatures out there. If we take a look at some of the wind speeds also, look at Whidbey Island gusting 38, San Juan's gusty out there as well. Some of the Strait of Georgia, East Vancouver Island, and some of the Washington coast, a little bit blustery out there. Nothing too crazy, just wanted to point it out. And you can see some of the snowfall accumulations out here, especially across Whatcom County here in some of southwest BC. We need more of these CoCoRaHS weather observers, though. You can see we've got a few of them across the Kitsap Peninsula and the Olympic Mountains down towards Olympia as well, and some light snowfall into the higher hills off to the east of Oregon, the west, actually east of Portland, and to the west of Portland as well. And if we look down to the Willamette Valley, you can actually see some of those light snowfall amounts near Corvallis here. And even on some of the coastal areas, I know there's a little bit of accumulating snowfall as well. You can kind of see it here. And if you see your locations not showing up there, that's a good sign that you should sign up. Google CoCoRaHS, CoCoRaHS mapping, and you can become a weather observer as well and send in your daily reports. Now, if we look down towards Medford, Oregon, just want to point things out across some of southern Oregon there for the I-5 corridor going back and forth. Siskiyou Summit, watch out for those low snow levels and expect those wintry driving conditions and more snow Monday and Tuesday. Also, look at Crater Lake, maybe picking up another 2 feet. And of course, the Siskiyou Mountains here getting kind of crazy here. So heads up if you're traveling back and forth on I-5 all the way on in through Tuesday. And you can see we're still piling up some snowfall across the Cascades, but probably just not meeting the winter weather advisory for National Weather Service Seattle. This is intermittent snow showers all the way into probably Thursday coming up here for the National Weather Service Spokane. And Missoula National Weather Service says the same thing here too as well. And this is for the Idaho Panhandle and western Montana. Now, if you look at avalanche.org, we still have considerable avalanche danger out there. Some areas with moderate, but some areas out towards Yellowstone and Wyoming actually still high. So check before you go. You can click on these individual little boxes here and get more information. Now, we're dealing with this unstable atmosphere here still as we go into today and tomorrow. So you can't rule out a lightning strike as we go through the day today and then maybe again tomorrow. You see things destabilize pretty well actually across some of the interior of the Puget Sound down to the Willamette Valley as well. So that might be kind of interesting. We have some turning in the atmosphere and some wind shear with that as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some funnel clouds, especially again tomorrow across some of the area. I might even go chase that if I see things lining up tomorrow morning. But looking at the composite reflectivity, we've got a lot of this off and on shower activity as we go through the day today. It kind of wanes a little bit maybe here tonight, not too much, but you can still see the shower activity continues on in through the day tomorrow. And some of these cells here on the Oregon coast are kind of a special interest here. You might have a little bit of rotation here, maybe a funnel cloud or a water spout, maybe even a brief tornado out there as we go through tomorrow afternoon. And now looking at the hot off the presses European ensemble member. So this is kind of interesting. It continues to show this measurable snowfall for places like SeaTac. It's just not happening here. That's why you need human forecasters to take a look at this stuff before you just randomly throw out forecasts or share some of these snow model maps. And here's Tillamook. You're not getting 10 plus inches out there. Although I know you were getting a little bit of snowfall out there, but you can see it's way overdoing it. Now this is looking at accumulated positive snow depth change in inches on the North American model. High resolution model doing better. You can see how it kind of highlights the mountainous areas that are getting that snowfall, and it picks up our terrain features much better. Now, looking at the European, this is hot off the presses, the 12Z run. You can see Washington, Oregon, British Columbia here. There's Alaska, and you can see this cold upper level trough, this polar lobe just continuing to be with us probably all the way in through portions of Wednesday, actually, before we finally start to get some ridging to nose in here. But then we start to get that Gulf of Alaska low raging again, at least according to the most recent European here. And it starts throwing some systems, some interesting ones back at the Pacific Northwest all the way through Fantasyland. We're going to be breaking those systems down as we go day by day, of course, and get better confidence in that before we start sounding any alarms. Now, taking a look at what's going on and what's been going on for the last few days, and you can see that very cold air across some of the interior of British Columbia continues to spill out over the continent here, and you can see that upper level low kind of spinning with us right now, continuing those showers here. Very cold air aloft, but with that southerly flow in the warm Pacific Ocean, or relatively warm Pacific Ocean, it makes it very difficult to stick in lower elevations for some areas. So, but wherever you get some of those heavier showers and some of the better convergence, you get get, the better chance for some of that lower elevation precipitation. And of course, once you get in the higher hills there, you start to pile up the snow pretty easily. And so as we go all the way in through Tuesday morning, you'll notice that cold air is still around here. We're going all the way on now and through Wednesday morning, still around. But by the time we go to the Thursday, we start to warm things up a lot finally here for the Pacific Northwest. But then we might get some active storm pattern back into the Pacific Northwest. Again, we'll break that down day by day. Now, if we look at significant wave height, direction, and feet, we are starting to wane some of these waves here, but I almost caution even saying that because, you can still get some wave activity that can really get you if you're out in the surf zone. But we do wane this wave activity as we go through the mid portion of this week coming up. But if we start to turn that storm train on again here as we go towards next week, and you can see the wave activity potentially increasing. So we'll watch that again. 6 to 10 day, kind of the west coast here below average all the way through March 13th. Here's the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, kind of still bullseye here across much of the west coast as well. And this is a snow water equivalent. We're slowly but surely building this back up. So we are definitely headed in the right direction with this upper level low off our coastline here. Again, British Columbia was doing the worst. Washington is next, and Oregon is now much above average here. So kudos to that. This storm system has been quite beneficial for that, and hopefully continue to build that up over the next few days. The drought monitor here, nothing to be worried about, just some moderate here across some of Washington, a little bit worse across western portions of Idaho and western Montana. And if you guys want to buy into the merchandise and help support the channel here, so I scroll down, you can kind of see it right there. You can shop the Pacific Northwest Weather Watch store. And if you have any design ideas that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to join the channel, this little join button right there, you click on that and you can pick what kind of donation you want to give monthly or anything like that. Of course, not required at all. But I'm also I can see who is joining and who the members are. So if you are a member and you leave comments that are in the form of questions, I try to answer those first, because sometimes I get too many comments that I can't reply so much, but I do read them and I do appreciate all of them. But I have to try to, if people want certain questions answered, I try to do that. If you're a member here, it's nothing personal or anything. People are leaving hard-earned money here. So I want to let you know, if you want to ask questions, I will answer those ones first. So anyway, and if you want a nice affordable home weather station, check this one out. Great smartphone app here. Click on that link down below to save 10% on that. So anyway, we'll continue to break this down as we go day by day. I may actually go out chasing tomorrow. I'm not quite sure just yet where, but if I do, hopefully you guys can join me along for a live stream perhaps. Otherwise, we'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.